Hi everyone, I'm Taletha. I'm one of the community dietitians with File Hills Qu'Appelle Tribal Council.
And I'm Janet Muirhead. I'm a dietitian with the Canada Prenatal Nutrition Program.
And so today we are going to make a Saskatoon Apple Crisp, and Janet is going to make a larger batch in a bigger pan, and then I'm going to show how you can make a similar apple crisp in a mug in the microwave.
So this was hard to write up measurements for because this is a dessert that you can just throw together. It's one that I do all the time. So I would pull some Saskatoons out of my freezer and pour some out of the Ziploc bag to fill my 9x13 pan, maybe about half full. And then I would chop up some apples. So I usually peel my apples for this, but you can leave them on. Hey, Taletha, do you leave yours on?
I've left the apple skin on, and I just like it. It gives it a little bit of a different texture and provides some fiber and nutrients, but you can totally peel it. And Janet, you said you liked the texture better that way. So this recipe is nice because a lot of the ingredients you might already have at home. We are going to use some quick oats, some brown sugar flour, apples, Saskatoons. You could use some other berries or like raspberries or strawberries if you had, rhubarb, and we are going to use some butter or margarine, some cinnamon, and then walnuts. So Janet's just going to cover the Saskatoon berries with enough apples.
As many as you want.
As many as you want.
This is a very, very flexible recipe. So then I usually do a full cup of oats. Sometimes I use rolled oats or quick oats. I've used either. I don't really have a favorite. And then I use a little less flour than I do oats. So I'm using about 3/4 of a cup flour and about the same amount of brown sugar. And I'm going to throw in some cinnamon. I don't usually measure that either, but about a teaspoon. That looks about like what I normally do. And I'm going to mix that up. So you could use margarine. I tend to use butter on something like this when I'm going to cut the fat in. The one I mostly stay away from is like a hard brick of margarine. I'd prefer just a soft, non-hydrogenated margarine or a butter. And I'm going to do, again, I estimate, depends maybe what else we've been eating lately, if I feel generous with the fat or not, but about a half a cup.
And so Janet is literally going to cut this into the topping.
I find it goes a little faster if I just chop it up a little bit on my cutting board first. Drop that in. And just a butter knife I'll start with. Sometimes I've washed my hands well. I just use my hands, can work well too. So I'm going to switch and just use my fingers a little bit. Sometimes it takes a long time with just a knife. It's no problem with clean hands to work in the butter.
So what are you looking for? Like, so you're just wanting to coat the butter, the small chunks?
So right now there's still some pretty big chunks in there, and I just want to kind of make it an even mixture. So I don't want these big chunks. I'm just trying to break it up. Okay. So then once I kind of have a consistent mixture, then I'm going to just add some walnuts. So a lot of times I've bought whole walnuts that I'm going to pour out and chop up. These ones are already chopped. I'm going to do about a half a cup. Walnuts are a great choice for the taste in the crisp, and they're a really healthy choice too.
Yeah, they've got some of those omega-3s that typically we only think of, you know, getting them from fish or fish oils. But yeah, and these ones have a little bit of iron we were looking before and some protein.
So I'm gonna just throw this topping now on my fruit. Spread it out evenly. And that'll go into the oven that we've preheated at 350, probably for about 45 minutes until the fruit is soft and kind of bubbling and the top will get nice and brown.
Okay, so while Janet's crisp is cooking in the oven, I'm going to show you how to make a similar apple crisp in a mug for the microwave. So this might be if you're looking for a little bit of a sweet snack for yourself, or if you're trying to make for 2 people, it might not make sense to make a big one. So this one's quite easy. I'm gonna use some of Janet's leftover apples, but it ends up being about 1 whole apple chopped up. Then we're gonna add about a half a tablespoon of melted margarine, and I'm just gonna pour that on there. 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is for the apple filling. And then about 1 teaspoon each of flour. So this is a half teaspoon, so I'm gonna use 2 of flour and of brown sugar. And then I'm gonna mix this up with a spoon, just so everything's lightly coated with the sugar and the flour. And then I'm going to put half of this apple mixture in my mug, because we're going to layer it. And that, I think, just helps the cooking process. Okay, so now for the crumble. We're gonna need 1 tablespoon of flour this time. And if you wanna get precise, you can use a knife. We are going to need 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and then approximately 3 tablespoons of oats.
Quick oats?
Quick oats or rolled oats, whatever you have at home. And that's what I think is so nice about this recipe, is it's got some fiber in it, so it lightens it up a little bit. And then we are going to do similar to what Janet did. We are going to cut in some softened margarine or butter, so whatever you have. So 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. And then I just take 2 butter knives and I just crisscross applesauce until it gets coated with the mixture. So we already have half of the apple mixture in the mug. And so we are going to do half of the crumble on top of that. So just a few spoonfuls. So it looks like that. And then I'm just going to put some of the rest of the apples in here and then top with the rest of the crumble. This goes really great with ice cream or a whipped cream. What do you have yours with, Janet, or do you have it plain?
I usually top my crisp with ice cream.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick this in the microwave for 3 minutes, and it's gonna be extremely hot when it comes out. So we're gonna take care not to burn ourselves, and if you have to leave it in the microwave for a little bit with the door open just to let it cool, that's fine. You can do that while you get your ice cream ready. Oh my gosh, that looks gorgeous. Okay, so there we go. There's our apple crisp in a mug with a little bit of ice cream. Should we scoop out a little bit?
Let's do it.
One thing that was good about the mug apple crisp was that it was already pre-portioned into a nice size. But this one, we're just gonna use a cereal bowl and put about a scoop in. And then a dollop of ice cream. And if you like more cinnamon, you can just add a little bit of a sprinkle on top. Thank you for watching and cooking with us, and I really hope that you'll try these recipes at home.